Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Charge and Cruise. Now we are staring at the back of my car today, and you're probably wondering why. We've already seen the bike rack and the hitch. Why is the back of your car going to be an interesting video? Well, it's not the back of my car, it's what's inside it in the trunk. Today guys, I'm going to be showing off my brand new e-bike. And yes, as you can guess, it does fit in the back of my car, in the trunk. And that is one of the main reasons why I reached out to this company and I said, hey, did you want to collab on a possible video? I'm really interested in this thing. And they said, green light, let's do it. So without further ado, let's open up the hatch and check her out. There she is. This is the DYU C3 14-inch foldable electric bike. This thing is awesome. It is blacked out and fits perfectly in my trunk. And this, guys, is what I consider my emergency e-bike. So yeah, as you can see, it fits perfectly in the back of my trunk, and this thing is awesome. I actually really wanted a small foldable e-bike like this because of some scenarios recently. One being the installation of this hitch we have. And it took about 3 to 4 hours and I was stuck at the U-Haul station. They didn't have a lobby, so I was just wandering around. I was in like a industrial area, so there was nothing around me. I had to walk like 2 miles just to go to a Starbucks to sit in AC. Man, all I was thinking about was, what if I had an e-bike right now? I can go to a park, I can go to the mall. I can be so much more mobile if I had an e-bike with me. So yeah, I reached out to DYU and they were kind enough to send me their 14-inch C3 model, which was pretty cool. So we got it in the trunk right now because we are actually going to go head on over to a park. Me and my daughter are going to join my wife for lunch. So I'm going to bring the C3 along and we're just going to ride it out and see what it's like. But man, I am actually really stoked on this thing. I know every e-bike YouTuber is going for bigger wattage, bigger motor, faster speeds, but me, man, I want utility, and this thing honestly checks the bill for a lot of things, at least for me. So yeah, the C3, my emergency e-bike. Let's head on over to the park and go for a ride. All right, we just made it to the park. Check this place out, dude. It should have a nice little bike path a little closer to the tree line. Let's go ahead and take the C3 out. This thing weighs just about 45 pounds, so it is no big deal. Of course, there's a motorcycle right when I'm talking. So there's no big deal getting this up, and it is a foldable. So we go here and we fold up the handlebars here, and there we go, that's it. So here she is, guys, and this thing is awesome. It also has a very adjustable seat post, so riders like me can just hop on, and there we go. Now let's ride on over to the picnic area and join the family, and I will talk about this bike a little more. But this is exactly what it's used for opportune moments where you want to bring an e-bike. Wow. Woo! All right. We are on grass right now, so we're leaving the picnic area. There's a little trail back here that I always wanted to check out, and now we can check it out. So yeah, obviously this is not an off-road bike. This is definitely not rated for this kind of, oh my God, this kind of terrain. And I think we stumbled upon a little camp. Ooh. Look at this thing, man. It is handling it pretty decently for a small little bike. There's tree roots coming up. Oh God. But it worked out. It's a full-blown pump track out here. I did not even know this existed. And I don't think I would have ever found it out without the C3. So let's go ahead and turn around because obviously this bike is not meant for mountain bike trails, but it is stable enough to just work. I don't know why I'm going off-roading with this thing. Oh my God. But yeah, how cool is this, guys? I can just pop up an e-bike basically whenever I want and just explore a little bit around the surrounding areas. So this is what the C3 is most suited for. This thing is awesome on pavement, and it also has cruise control, which makes just having a quick ride so much easier. All you have to do is hit the throttle to your desired speed and this action button one time, and it will lock in that cruise control. And then to stop it, you can hit the brakes or the throttle or any other input. But yeah, right now I'm not even doing anything. I'm just hanging around for the ride. I left the family back at the picnic, and I'm just having my own mini e-bike adventure out here, all possible because of the C3. So the main point here is having an emergency e-bike, something you can pop in your trunk real quick. I know there are actual foldable e-bikes, full 750 watt motors and all that stuff, but man, I didn't want that. I wanted like a little pocket knife, you know what I mean? This is my pocket knife e-bike, and it can just do its thing and be successful at it. And its thing is to get from point A to point B with no huss or fuss. Oh, we got ourselves a little uphill here. Now this is one thing that it does struggle on, is uphill, but that's why you pedal. So I'm pedaling a little bit, helping it out. You are gonna get a little bit of workout on uphills, but we're gonna go ahead and turn around and see what the downhill ride is all about, because it is super hot today, man. It is pushing 80 plus degrees. Gonna go back down into the shade. It does come with dual disc brakes, and so you can see I'm on the brakes right now and there's no squeaking. Just minor squeaking, but basically on the brakes that whole time, and it's very silent, which is another thing I love about this thing. It is so silent. It's running a 350 watt motor, brushless. You can barely hear this thing. It's also running on 36 volts, so it just sips on battery. Speaking of battery, it is a 7.5 amp hour battery, so plenty of juice for a tiny little guy like this. My plans is to just keep this in the trunk, keep this in the car, and whenever I need it, I can just pull it out and use it. And instead of me having to walk down this way or that way, I can just use the C3 and just get to where I'm going quick. Now, estimated range on the website for this bike is 15 miles on throttle, and they say 20 with pedal assist. Though I wouldn't pedal with this thing for a long time. It's got a really short pedal stroke, but you definitely can pedal and help it out. But this is my favorite part, is just hitting the cruise control and going along for the short ride. Speed wise, it goes just about 15 miles an hour, so plenty of speed to get around. This is for the patient biker, man. I'm going about the same speed I would be on an acoustic bike, but I'm not putting in any effort. Also, we got this, all right, for those who are lazy to walk their dogs. I'm just following behind little Eve over here, letting her make her own decisions, you know? You're free. You're free, Eve. Make your own decisions. This makes dog walking a little bit of a breeze, I think. I didn't think about this until just recently, but yeah. Look at that. Go, Eve. Show me the way. Yeah, there we go, guys. The C3, also known as your auto dog walker. She wants to go off-road. Well, then off-road we shall go. Now that we are done, all we gotta do is fold the handlebars down as such, and boom, it's ready. Once again, it is 45 pounds, guys. That is pretty light, and that's a wrap. So we are back home, and here she is, guys, the DYU C3 14-inch foldable bike in that triple black colorway. This thing is a fun-sized e-bike to have, man. I'm pretty stoked on it, to be honest. But yeah, there are so many examples that I can throw at you where this kind of bike would be more than enough to meet your needs if you just need quick transportation fast, or if you just want to explore around your location real quick. You need something cheap, mobile, and all around easy to handle. The C3 is pretty nice. Now the battery is integrated into the frame. Unfortunately, it is not removable. The only way to charge this thing is this little port right here. You pull off the little rubber tab, and that's where you put in the charger. Now it does come with a 1.5 amp hour charger. Charging this thing probably takes around 4 hours to full, which is really not that bad. So the DYU C3 is in the sub 300 range, guys, and I'm sure there's discount codes and sales they have going on that make this thing even cheaper, possibly even under the 300 range. But for that kind of price, you actually get a decent amount of features. The first one being this rear cargo rack, which is rated for around 55 pounds. Adding a basket to that would turn this thing into a mini hauler, which is awesome. It also has integrated taillights and headlights, and yes, This thing does flash when you hit the brakes, and the seat that it comes with is pretty nice. It's very plush, and it comes with some springs down here, so even though this bike has no suspension, the seat kind of makes up for it. Moving up to the top, this thing is very basic, guys. You can pass this thing on to a kid or a grandma, and there's only two buttons. There's on, off, and this little action button right here. So this basically turns on the lights, and it also doubles as the cruise control button, which is one of my favorite parts about the C3. And here is a quick look at the headlight. It reminds me of just like one giant LED. It doesn't throw very far, meaning it doesn't give you quite a big range of light, but it is actually very bright. So the little section of light that it does give you is actually well lit. And one of my favorite features of the DYU C3, guys, are the 14-inch hub vacuum tires. Now basically these are tubeless tires, making them puncture resistant and blowout resistant. Think of it as like scooter tires, right? They're tubeless, and these should last a really long time. They have a very aggressive tread to them, and it has mag style spokes as well, which is really cool. You do get mechanical disc brakes, but for the size and weight of this thing, that's more than enough. So yeah, this thing is not very complicated, guys. Of course, you're dealing with a sub $300 e-bike, but I do like that it does have a chain guard here, and it also has fenders, both plastic, but come on, guys, fenders, chain guard, rear rack, tail light, headlight, cruise control. You're getting most of the comforts of an e-bike for such a small package. You can't really complain. So I am super excited to put this in the back of my car and just use it as my emergency e-bike. A sweet little foldable e-bike that has a very small footprint, very accessible, and is so basic that I can give this to somebody and they'll know how to ride it instantly. So that does it for our quick little introduction. Welcome the DYU C3 to the e-bike family, and we will see what we will be able to do with this guy. I do want to do deliveries with this thing, but I just think it'd be so limited. I'd probably have to only take deliveries that are 1 mile away, and I don't know. We'll see. 100 likes, I'll try to take this thing out on deliveries. But it's not really its intended purpose. Like I said, this thing is just my emergency e-bike whenever I need quick transport, and all the other e-bikes are either charging or they're locked up. It's just a whole thing getting e-bikes ready. But this thing, I can just get on and be gone in seconds flat. So let me know what you guys think about the DYU C3. Once again, sub $300 range, guys. This is not like an entry-level e-bike. This is more like a convenience and mobility thing. You know, quick runs to the gas station. Maybe you live really close to a grocery store and you're missing one ingredient for dinner. Hop on this thing, jet over there, jet back. Easy peasy. Stash this thing in your car and just have an e-bike ready to go. That is the main reason I got this thing. So thank you, DYU. So I'm going to be taking this out. I'm going to see what kind of things we can do with it. Thank you guys again for tuning in. And until next time, take care. Farewell.